Hi lads, this video is going to go through how to do the 2016 axonometric projection question from higher level. It tells us the axonometric axis required for the isometric projection of a torch are shown. The elevation, end view and a 3D graphic of the torch are also shown. And we're going to focus on the A part of the question where we draw what we've actually been given here and then draw the 3D shape in the middle. So part 1, draw the axonometric axis as shown, so basically the crow's foot in the centre of the page. Part 2, draw the given elevation inclined at 15 degrees as shown. Part 3, draw the given end view inclined at 15 degrees as shown. So basically these two views here for part 2 and 3. And then part 4 is draw the completed axonometric projection of the torch. So basically when we take in all of our points, we draw the 3D shape in the centre of our page where the crow's foot is. So to start off this question, I already have the question set up just to speed up the process, but for anybody who's unsure of it, what you do first is you take your 30-degree lines out each side and your vertical line straight up, and that's your crow's foot in the centre of the page, or the axonometric axis as it says in the question. Then what you do is you extend your 30-degree line out to the right and your 30-degree line out to the left, and you set a point a certain distance away not to interfere with the actual question. For this one, it'll be tight enough for space on the page. As you can see, I've tried to fit it as best I can close to the edges. And then we draw our outline for our elevation and our end view. So when I pick a pointer here, for example, for my elevation, I take a vertical line straight up. I then use my protractor to measure a 15-degree line. And that will go out this way. I then take my perpendicular line at the base and I set my width and height there. And I draw my box. I repeat the exact same for the end view. I have my 15-degree line there, and I take my width and my height, and I draw a box to fit my end view inside there. And that is the question set up ready to go. So from here I'm actually going to start drawing out my elevation from the measurements I have. So the first thing I have here is I can come in 20 here, and then measure up a total of 55 for this sloped edge here. That sloped edge then from the base goes across a total of 80. And that's heavy all the way across to there. After that then, we can take a straight line up. So if I just get my second set square, and I'll be able to draw my line going straight up there. And I'm told in my end view then that height it's going to be a total of 65 plus 25, so a total of 90. So that goes up to that point there, and what I can do is I can extend that line on as well. Once again, just use sliding set squares. And that'll go across to there. And then my line goes heavy all the way across to meet it then. And that then can be closed off as a result as well. For the top part, I'm told to go in 10. That line goes straight up, so once again using sliding set squares, that goes straight up there, and then there's another point in here, that's also 10, and then it drops down 10 as well. So I'll just take this line across lightly first, and then take this line up heavy to meet it. The width then to the back corner is taken from the second 10, and that's 50. So I'll just extend this line up here. I'm told from this point here it's across 50 there, and then it's inclined at an angle of 60 degrees. So I'll just set my set square like that there. And then draw a line at 60 degrees there. I'm told that's a width of 10 then as well. So I'll just set that to 10. And draw my second 60 degree line as parallel to meet it. And just close the top off there then. After that, from the end view, we can see that it is up 65 to this point here, and that is the centre of my two circles, which are a radius of 21, the smaller one. So 21 there, and 21 there, and they come out 25 mil. So along that line there, we then have our larger circle. My centre line across there. And my larger circle is going to be a radius of 38. So 38 there, and 38 there. And they connect together like this. That's closed off there then as a result, and the last 12 mil comes out like that there, right there, and they connect together then. And that completes our elevation then. So what we can do now is we can actually take our heights and actually apply them from our elevation to our end view. So for example, I can just take my 65 mil from here, right to there. I can take this height here and apply that one there. And then the same with the point out here. And I can just measure down 10 for the bottom one. And just take those all across. And then my widths. So it's a total of 76. So if I go across 38, that'll give me my centre point. And I can see in the question I have a central axis running through the middle. I'm told that's a width of 50 in total. So I'm going to go 25 each side of that. that gives me my baseline there. I can see it only goes heavy up to where the circles hit, so I can draw on them circles there now. So my circle line is up on the 65mm line, which is this one. So I have my radius 38 here already. And that's heavy all the way around. And I then have my radius 21, which is in the center. That one is going to be dashed all the way around because the larger circle is actually blocking it. So I'm going to draw that as a dashed line. So now I'm able to actually take my line up, heavy up to that edge there, and then it's dashed inside that. It's heavy up to there and then dashed inside that as well. I then have a dashed line running across here. And then it's heavy all the way up to the top point, which is going to be located up at this height here. And if I just check and make sure, that height there is going to be this height there. So I can go dash the rest of the way up to there. Then I have my handle, which is a total of 18. So I go 9 each side, right there and there. And I can take them up as well. And I can see it's heavy here and down until it hits the circle there, and here it's dashed. Can't see it because the circle is blocking it. And then we have that 10mm line going down there that also appears dashed as well. And that goes across there. And that then completes my end view. So now I'm ready to start drawing in 3D in the center of what the actual torch looks like. So I'm going to start with the lower half. So I'm going to start with the base line going all the way around. So what you need to do is extend in 30 degrees, your two base lines there, and extend them in at the back there and the front there. And for now I'm going to draw everything in lightly because there's going to be this big conical surface on the front that's going to be sticking out, so it's hard to tell where it's going to be heavy yet. You get an idea from the picture showing it's got a slightly different angle, but actually just cover a lot of the front of it. So for now I'm just going to draw it in lightly. I'm going to be able to see this whole front face, so I'm going to focus on that part first. So I have my bottom corner here, I have that corner there, so now I'm going to take in this corner here. And that corner there, excuse me, is the 55mm height, which is there. So I'm going to take in this side. So that's going to go back as far as there. So I can draw that in heavy. And that's going to go straight up. So you can see it's just gone into where my 15-degree line is taken off there, so we are very tight for space on the actual sheet. And that height will go up to that point there, and then it'll go in 3 degrees back to this line here. Before closing off straight down below. Now, just to show with the actual end view, you can see where I'm getting my heights from. So just I don't have to draw them in, but you can just extend them out just to prove that point there, and that point there, even though that line is going straight up. You can take in your points anyway just to show the examiner where you're getting all your heights from. And I can take in the back corner now as well. Just back to there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it in lightly for now because I don't know where the handle exactly is going to go. I'm just going to block. I'm going to have that going back in there, and then that's going to close down on the front there. That's the actual outline of the box shape, and all I can see in heavy so far is that front section there. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the actual handle. So I'm going to take in my front section here first that I can actually see. So this front part here. Taking my widths there. Take it in one corner. And my second corner. I can draw that in heavy there. And they both go up to that height there. That closes off. Then the handle runs all the way to the back there. So I take that line in at 30 degrees and I take in this point here, which happens to be on that line anyway. I can take this one as well, and that extends back to hit this line here and this line there. There's our 2 points at the back of it. And I can close them off at 30 degrees. The outline then slopes down to this point here. And that runs along that line there to give me this point. So I'm just using my finger there to actually follow in through my points, see where they're actually meeting. And then that will go in as far as that point there. And I can draw in that line there in heavy. And then we have this little dash section there, which is this line here. So what I can do is I can take in my front section here and my internal section here, and where they meet, if I follow that in there, follow this in here, they meet at that point. I can connect those two together, and then that will go forward until it hits this point here. They run through each other, so I can see that goes as far as there. I can then take that down, close that off there. I can draw my 30 degree line that's going to be sloping at the back there. Now I can see that on my back surface it goes all the way through to there, so I can actually see this back corner here, and I can close that off there for the back part. And I can close off my front part here as well. And that completes the top part, including the handle. Now I need to focus on the actual conical part here in front, where the radius 21 hits the radius 38 and then extends out straight to produce the circle at the very front as well. So what I'll do is I'll focus on the smaller circle first, the radius 21. So what you need to do is divide up your circle in your end view into a number of equal parts. So the simplest method I usually use is I take the radius of the circle and I swing it from the 4/4 dividers here. So for example, if I take that radius and I swing it from this side here, I'll get a point here, a point here, swing from the top, I get a point here and here, and I repeat the process for the other two sides, getting a point here and here, and finally getting my two bottom points here and here. And that basically does the exact same thing as dividing the circle into 12 equal parts. I'll just label it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Make sure I point that 8 is up that point there. And what you need to do then is actually take your heights of each of those points and apply it to my radius 21 there. So what I usually do is use a piece of paper. So a piece just like this here. And I mark my heights off that. So with them points there, I can mark off the position of them in the radius 21 part then. So you can see there the bottom one I have there is going to be 6, above 6 is going to be 7 and 5, then it's going to be 8 and 4, 9 and 3, 10 and 2, 11 and 1, and finally then 0 for the top one. I'm going to take that piece and I'm going to move it over here and apply it to my circle on this side here. So now I have all my heights applied there for all my points, and I'll just label them again. So the top one is going to be 0, then 11 and 1, 10 and 2, 9 and 3, 8 and 4, 7 and 5, and then the bottom one then is going to be 6. And all I need to do now is actually just take all these points in and all these points in here, and when they meet up I can then draw my freehand circle. I'm just going to start with the top one first, just taking in 0. So 0 comes in along there, and 0 comes in there, and where they meet, and point there in the middle, and label that 0 there. I can then take in 11 and 1 together, and 11 and 1 come in together at that point there, and that point there. And all it's a matter of doing is repeating it over and over again for each of the points. Just making sure that always follow your lines all the way down. Just make sure you get the right points each time, just to check. So you can see there 9 comes through there. And then 3, I follow that down, 3, follow that one down there. And I get my point in here. That's all my points taken down. What I'll do is, because I'm not going to see all of this circle here, I'm just going to draw it in lightly first. And that's my circle there drawn for the front part here. And that circle there. All I have to do now is repeat the process with the bigger circles. So the ones here and here. So the same idea applies again. Divide up our larger circle into a number of equal parts, and then take our points across and use the same points for that one and that one. So I can actually do what this one is. I can extend my points out instead of remarking them again. So for example, where 3 and 9 were on the inside, they're now out here. So what I'll do is I'll change the label instead for this. So just through the centre I'll extend my points out to the outside there. You just do that with all of your points. Just extend them out. So I'm going to label them with letters this time. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and L. And then all you need to do is get a second piece of paper and take your heights across again. So same idea as the last time. So I'm going to get all my widths here again, or sorry, all my heights. I'm going to take them across to my edge here. And just mark them off again. And label them. So the top one is going to be A. I then have L and B, K and C, J and D, I and E, H and F, and then the bottom one is G. I'm going to apply those heights then to my elevation. And then take them across. This is going to be the exact same heights for the front as it is for the back. and just take those labels again and just mark them off. So I have L and B there, K and C, G, D, I, E, H, F and G. So I can start taking these points in now. So once again, using your 30-60 set square, take all your points in once again. I'll start with the bottom this time. Taking in G, and G there, so follow in, make sure F there, and F is actually on the same line as H. I'm going to have E and I, so just take in E there and I there, and take E and I from the front as well. So just following in E all the way, and E goes into here, then I extends out, and I is on this line here. And just continue extending, so for example D extends to here, take C across, so C and B are going to be on the same line, so C is this point here, and then B passes through the same line there. So I can take B in as well. And then the top point A. It's that point there. And now after we have I, we have J, K and then L. So you can see there's a lot of lines, so make sure you follow all of your points around. And J will extend around to there. K comes in to here. So mark it there, and then finally L. Follow L all the way in, L all the way in, to meet at that point there. So it does look extremely messy, but just once you follow your points around, you should be okay. And then you just draw in your circle. As neatly as you can there. And that whole circle can be drawn in heavy. It's the front of it, we're going to be able to see the whole part of that. That all the way around there. And then you're going to be able to see a portion of the back part of it. So to figure out exactly what portion you're going to see, you need to draw your tangent lines going back. So for example, these lines are coming in at 30 degrees here, so our tangent line on this side will be going 60 degrees here. So at 60 degree edge hits, we take our line in there. We see it touches off there, and that goes back a total of 12 mil. So if I take my 12 mil line back here from that edge, I can see I have this point here. I'm going to draw my circle then going around to my tangent edge on the back. If I extend my 60° line back here, it's the edge of my circle there. And I can take my 12mm point back from there as well. So I can see it's going to be between A and J are all my points I'm going to have. I don't need to worry about L, H, G. They're all going to be hidden in behind. So what I can do is I can take A in here, and that line there, go all the way through to there, A in the back. Then I have L coming through here. I'll just mark that line there. And I'll have L coming through here as well. I have L there. And then K is already taken across, so I just take K across here, and that actually passes through L. So I have K, and that is going to be this point here. And then for J, I and H, J is already coming in there. I need to draw the line for J here. There's J there. And then I pass along through this line here, which is nearly on the tangent line. And that will go into there. So what I can now do is start to draw in a freehand curve for that section there. And the last thing I need to do is connect my points together to actually close off these two sections here. So I need this point here and this point here on the bottom. So what I need to do is just connect my two surfaces together here. There and there, and then close out my circle on the top. And the last thing I need to just draw is my 30° line going back in there to the corner, and this line going down here. And that finishes out the question then.